to the Washington Improv Theater. Are you ready to get this show started? Then put your hands together for today's performers. We have Devin Horn, Donna Steele, Shiny Breslin, go back, Jason Walter, Jamie Jackson, Molly Graham, Robin Duty, and Tara Destiny. These are your NitWITs.
All right, thank you so much, everybody, for coming out to our show today. We are the NitWITs. We're so excited to perform for you today. Now, really quick, by a show of hands, who has never seen an improv show before? Anybody? We have a few folks. Very good. Well, we're so excited you're coming to try this out today. Let me just tell you a little bit about what you're going to see. So improv is an art form like theater, but we haven't actually scripted or planned anything that we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be coming up with everything on the spot here today based on suggestions that you're going to give us. And we're going to create characters and scenes that have never been seen before and will never be seen ever again. So, as I mentioned, you're going to be giving us suggestions throughout the show. So we're going to be asking for all kinds of different things from you. We're going to ask for locations and types of people and objects, all kinds of things. You can either come up with your own, or if you need some inspiration, there's some lists of ideas in your program which you can totally pull from as well. All right? Now this is a family show. We want everybody to be able to enjoy this show. So we are going to try to keep all of our content PG, but this is improv, nothing is planned. If something slips into the PG-13 region, come on in. She got the best seat. If something slips into that PG-13 region, we're going to call somebody out by using the universal symbol for "you did something wrong," which is we're going to point at them and go, "Ooh." And after that public shaming, we're going to continue whatever scene we're doing, and then after the show, because this is Washington, D.C., they're going to have to come out and deliver a public apology to us. But to make it a little bit more interesting, we might make them do something like sing it, or say it in German, or do an interpretive dance while they apologize, or something that will thoroughly embarrass them, so that they know they did something wrong. And just a warning to all of you, because you're going to be shouting things out and suggestions for us to use, you are not immune from the ooh. We will totally make you come on up and apologize and make a fool of yourself if you think it's funny to shout out something inappropriate on this show. Okay? Now, we're going to start today with some short-form improv games. So what that means is we're going to be doing a bunch of games that are going to have some kind of format or structure that are going to make it difficult for us, but really funny for you. And we're going to get a bunch of different suggestions. So our first game that we're going to play for you is called The Onion, because it has many layers. So in this game, we're going to start with one player. We're going to start with Eileen. I'm going to get a suggestion of a location from you in just a second, where one person might be. And Eileen's going to start out by doing just a one-person scene in that location by herself. Then at some point, somebody from the back line here is going to clap in and say, 2. And based on Eileen's position, they're going to start a brand new scene in a totally different location. And then at some point, somebody else will clap in, 3. Creating another new scene, and then everyone is going to eventually clap in, 5. Creating new scenes as they go, until all 9 of us are in the scene together, and we've created 9 different scenes, and then we're going to clap back out in reverse order. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. And we're going to revisit each of those scenes we created until we're left with Eileen having a nice glass of water. To get us started, can we just have a location where one person might be? Yes?
In the jungle?
In the jungle. Very good. Eileen, you want to be in the jungle.
Oh my god. I've always wanted to see a tiger. 2. We gotta clean out this closet. It's so huge I can't walk in here anymore. There are so many shoes.
I don't even know what's back there. They're like animals and carrots and things. I just haven't been in this closet for so long.
3. Red Rover, Red Rover.
4. So does anyone know if this wizard guy can really help us? Like, so far we've based this whole plan on hearsay. And I'm so scared!
Wow, my braid's so long.
Yeah.
So nice. Oh, look how long my hair and braid has got. Ooh, I wonder if I can, I think I can.
You guys ready to jump rope for your lives?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to draw one ball from the Powerball number, and it looks like our first number is
8.
All right, boulders, it's time to roll.
Let's get this avalanche started. Downhill fast.
Okay, I know hugging is hard, but just go find someone to hug and give them a compliment really loud.
You smell okay. I'd like to hear what is hugging myself. You're good at making toast. I lost all the Powerball balls. Oh no, come on back, balls. This is terrible. This is terrible. 6.
Oh, this is...
Guys, you broke the rope. We lost the jump rope competition. You guys don't know how to do it.
I thought I was supposed to jump over here. Away from the rope.
No.
Try it again. Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't. I'm sorry. No, I was gonna say I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off from the
Yeah.
rest of them. I shouldn't play with scissors.
Why did you cut your hair? Did you not like the end?
Sorry. I just want a pixie cut.
Hey.
Oh no! The red rover has been broken. We have failed.
Why did you decide to stop on the yellow brick road and play Red Rover? I lost Dorothy now.
So I tried to break through, but you guys are just too strong.
We are mighty. We are mighty. 2.
Oh my god, we're in the thick of it now.
That's like a fire dragon back there. I can hear it breathing on us.
It's covered
We
in
gotta
dust.
clean this out. 1.
Okay, I like tigers. They're cuddly.
Alright, how's everyone doing? Our next game is called New Choice, and what will happen is 2 improvisers, Robin and Jack, are going to do a scene for you. And what will happen is, at any given moment, I might clap my hands and say, new choice. In which case, the person will have to say a new line of dialogue, or do a new action, or whatever they just did, they'll have to repeat it immediately, off the top of their head. Like, for instance, if Robin would say a line of dialogue,
I love sports.
new choice,
I love art.
new choice,
I love my parents.
new choice.
I love my parents' house.
So there you go. That's what it will look like. So to get us started, from this section over here, can we get a location that you've been to in the past month? I see you got a hand. The grocery store. Thank you so much.
Organic.
Why do we have to get the organic stuff?
New choice.
Why do we have to get the that brand of cereal?
Because it's organic. It's more expensive, but it's better for us.
But
New
it's
choice.
It's more expensive, and that makes us smarter.
So this is how I'm gonna get into college?
If you eat organic food, as well as
Learn to use a calculator.
New choice.
if you eat organic food and learn how to tweet effectively, you'll get
Okay,
into college.
that makes me feel really confident because I'm really good at tweeting.
I
That's
know.
one thing I'm good at.
It's
New
shocking.
choice.
That is one of many things I'm good at.
New choice.
I'm not good at anything. I'm never gonna get into college. I'm never gonna have a life.
Hey, Minnie, do not be hard on yourself. You're my Minnie.
New choice.
You are right. You're right. I'll love you
you, but I'll be paying the bills for a long time.
Dad, your honesty is harsh, but I appreciate it.
New choice.
Dad, I love you
New
too.
choice.
Dad, I wish I went to the grocery store with Mom.
Mom buys Oreos.
Mom, that's exactly why I want to go to the grocery store. We go to China and we get Oreos, non-organic Oreos, and I love them.
Maybe if you eat Oreos,
You are never, ever gonna make it out of this town.
New choice.
Minnie, if you eat Oreos, you might not make it till tomorrow.
New choice.
Minnie, if you eat Oreos, you're gonna smell bad.
Oreos cause bad smells?
Yes, haven't you been reading the New Yorker like I've asked?
You want me to read the New Yorker and eat organic cereal? Oh no, I do smell bad.
New way of walking into the grocery store. New way of walking into the grocery store.
Wee, I'm in a cart.
How do you do that?
that's the head of the Treasury Department.
What?
She ate organic food her entire childhood.
Like these shallots.
Man, organic shallots. Oh man. Well, okay, so you're saying if I eat organic food, not Oreos, I'll smell good and I'll work in the government.
New choice.
You're saying if I eat organic food and not Oreos, I'll smell good and I'll have great hair. You're saying if I eat organic food and not Oreos, I'll smell good and I'll become a superhero.
New choice.
You say if I eat organic food and not Oreos, I'll smell good and I'll be able to I'll have 1 million followers on Twitter.
Yes.
That is what I'm saying.
It's a trade-off, but I might be willing to take it.
And because you started your digital presence when you're young, you already have 175,000 followers, and you're only in 7th grade.
That's true.
You gotta thank your parents for getting your handle before you were born.
New choice.
You gotta thank your parents for teaching you how to write concisely.
New choice.
You gotta thank your parents for working so hard. He's tired.
Okay, how's everyone doing? You all have a fun Saturday thus far? Pretty good, right? Well, you guys are in for a treat because we're about to play a next game called Hitchhiker, which is a ton of fun. In Hitchhiker, what we're going to do is we're going to have 4 people play. The first person who's going to play that we'll identify is Molly. Give it up for Molly. Molly is going to be our guesser. So she's going to be driving this car. It's a Buick, if you can't tell. She'll be driving this and picking up 3 people on the road, but she is not going to know who those people are. You guys are going to help us create those people. But just to make sure that we truly understand that Molly doesn't hear this, she is going to go outside, and I need 1 volunteer to go out with her and make sure she can't hear what we're talking about in the theater. I saw your hand. Can you help us with Molly? What's your name?
Hi, Sophie. Well, can you go outside with Molly and make sure she doesn't hear it?
Very cool. Okay, now we have our players today, which is Tara,
Yay.
Jason, and Donna. I need your guys' help in terms of making up what these people are. So we're gonna first start with one where it's like, this is like a famous person or a fictional character. Maybe you see them on TV. Yeah, you got one?
It's okay. Bill,
How about you? Roger Taylor?
Roger Taylor? Roger Taylor? Who's Roger Taylor?
The drummer from
Oh,
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna go for the second one. What we want is a profession, but we want something weird about it. For example, a doctor who hates germs. Yes.
Sassy teenager.
A sassy teenager? Okay, that sounds great. So we have Roger Taylor, the drummer from queen. A sassy teenager, and for the final one, we want something kind of wacky. Like, their body is made out of spaghetti or something crazy like that.
A ninja grandma.
That is so, what roles? They were born to fill these roles.
What roles speak to all of you?
I'll be ninja grandma.
I'll be
And I'll be the
sassy teenager.
Ninja Grandma, sassy teenager, and Roger Taylor, who, as we all know, is the drummer for Queen. Now, the final rule of this game is that, so Molly will be driving the car, they're going to be picked up one by one, and they're going to act out these characters that you've given them, and Molly has to try and guess who they are. So what we want to do to help Molly out is if Molly's getting close and she's like, "You sound like the drummer from the Remotes," you're like, give her a soft clap. But if Molly's like, "You're Roger Taylor, the drummer from Queen," you're like, "Yes!" And that helps her, okay? Does that make sense for y'all?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They know what to do. I'm gonna go get Molly and Sophie.
Okay, no, Mom, I'm just gonna go drive around. I'm just gonna drive around. Okay, alright. Been going on. Oh, I love a hitchhiker. Hey! Can you pull out a trunk? Yeah, absolutely. Sure, go for it. You can move stuff over if there's stuff in the way back there. Or thanks. Cheerio. I'm glad. Air in my tires. This is like low riding now. It's heavy.
Yeah, well, I just came from a gig.
Oh, great. Cool. Wow. Good. Do I know you?
I want to know. I get that response a lot.
Wow. Okay. Ooh, your hair is cool.
You got pretty eyes.
Thank you.
But
Would you mind? I really like.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, hi. Oh my God, is this like a Buick?
It is so much like a Buick that it is a Buick.
Oh, wonderful. I'll deal.
Hi.
Hi.
You okay? You got enough legroom?
I suppose I have enough leg room. Why do you have such dumb questions? I have enough leg room.
Oh, my mom always asks people that when they get in the back of the car. It's just like a polite thing.
Don't talk to me about mom.
Mother! We got another seat, so I'm gonna do it. Hi!
Hi. Can I come in?
Yes, please, absolutely.
One second.
You want me to put in the trunk? There's some stuff back there. But okay, yep, you go ahead.
It might not fit, but all right.
I love this town. You meet them often.
You're totally cool.
Hi. Art's grandma before.
I should get this danger around. Right, just don't stop the car.
Okay, just roll out. You're just gonna roll out? Okay. All right. We should all be that surprised. We really should. Wow.
I wish my teacher was like, in high school, was like her.
You don't like your teacher?
I don't like any of my teachers. They're like,
You're just like a small boy, nobody loves you. Do you think you come from like a small family?
I really do.
Wow. Yeah, you know, I grew up listening to Queen. You've always been an inspiration to me. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you earlier. You're like a little incognito, but
I mean, they never hear my voice, you know, it's always my...
it's always being the drummer of Queen.
My mom lives right here, so... I'm gonna say hi, give me 1 second. All right, just don't drive off, because it's expensive. Quick. Sure.
Do you want to help out while he's getting his stuff out of the truck?
I suppose.
Pretty sure you're going to say no to that.
Oh, I'm just trying.
Take your time. Not going anywhere.
This Buick's got a deep trunk.
It's a Buick. What's up, bud? You just seem a little upset.
Oh no, I'm not upset, but you're staring at me so long, why don't you take a picture? I made a friend today. Because my mom says I'm rude to adults, but do you think I'm rude to adults?
Yeah, I do. I think you might be, but you know what? We all go through that phase in high school where we're just super mad at our teachers and our family all the time. And you know, that's a phase we all have to go through. And we get through it, and truthfully we love those people, and they're the lights of our lives, and we realize it eventually.
It's just like I'm so smart and witty that it's like, why stop?
I know. You know what? And maybe comedy. Maybe you should do some stand-up or some improv. You know, because I was a class clown as a child. I was the class clown. And you know, I found my way. So, you know. Does it hurt you when people say that they're two adults? Do you not want to be?
No, not totally. I kind of like it. It's just me how clever and sassy I am.
Sassy. So sassy. So you're just a sassafras. Yes. Oh, hey, sorry.
Look, we just, Leonardo's on vacation, and 3 of us, we're just wondering if you could join us. Like, normally people in our group are Mutant Ninja Turtles, but we couldn't find any others, so you're close enough. So I was just wondering if you wanted to join up with us and go fight Shredders.
Yeah, with our, Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because like, I am a teenager.
Right.
Yes. You guys do suck, so no. Oh, come on.
Oh, God. You don't want to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
No, I got the teenage part.
Just an angry teenager, huh? Alright, this next game for y'all is called Emotional Roller Coaster. And this one's going to be played by JJ and Devin. I'm going to ask you for a location for these folks to do a scene in. They're going to start that scene, and after a little while, I'm going to pause them. I'm going to clap, and they're going to pause right where they are. And I'm going to ask you all for an emotion. So a feeling, like happy, or sad, or worried, or angry. You're going to give me a feeling, and then these folks are going to completely take that feeling on. Same scene, and now they feel happy, or sad, or angry, or whatever you all suggest. And we're going to take them on an emotional roller coaster. Sound good? Yeah. So, can I get a location where people might be coming and going? Yes? Mount Everest.
I'm gonna take a good, long nap up at the top. I am so tired from using these ice picks.
It seems like we haven't gone very far in the last 2 hours.
No, the air is so thin up here.
Barely breathe.
Oh, I go straight to my head.
I know, I'm getting a little lightheaded.
Can I get an emotion, please? Yes.
Offended.
I'm not that lightheaded. What are you trying to say?
I'm sorry my conversation wasn't entertaining enough to keep you present.
Just I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, no, you're doing a great job climbing up Mount Everest. You're gonna get there before me.
A great attitude, great attitude. Thank you for making it a nice, safe place for me on this beautiful mountaintop.
Can I get an emotion from over here? Yes.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't want to fight at the top of Mount Everest. I just wanted to climb this rope to the top with you.
You are my best friend, and I just don't want everyone to hit me.
I know, it's so stressful climbing a mountain. I'm sorry I got mad.
I'm so lonely up at the top of this mountain.
Oh no, a stranded hitchhiker at the top.
I'm the last of my species.
Oh, you're all alone.
Yeah, no other Yetis.
Oh, we should take a lesson from this, because we could be the last of our
Be
species.
the last human beings.
Oh.
We don't know, because we left everyone. We're alone
We
at the top
could be
of
the
the mountain.
last two human beings.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get an emotion from over here? Yes. Sad again? Sad again!
Oh, it's so sad at the top of Mount Everest.
Don't leave.
No,
Where are you going?
I don't. I just want to go back down.
Awesome! Yay! This is so fun, right, everyone? Yay! So we have one more game for you guys, but that's not the end of the show. We have a fun thing that's going to happen right after that. But for our last game, we are going to show you guys some of the world's worst something, and you guys get to tell us what that something is. So I might get a suggestion from you, like an occupation, like a doctor, or a construction worker, or something else, like a thing that you might find in your bedroom, or like a stapler. You guys can throw out anything. So can I get something from here? I saw a hand over here, right here. The worst superhero. World's worst superhero.
I'm sorry, could you please stop doing that really bad thing? I don't mean to be in position or anything.
I'm crushing the town.
I'm so sorry about that. You please stop.
No, I'm gonna keep going.
That's all I can do. Can you stop? You're scaring people, really, please. Yeah. I don't mean to offend, really.
It's me, Fart Man. A noxious odor to stop you. Yes, stop.
I don't even want to start this fight. I don't want to. No, don't. You run home.
Hello, bat phone. Oh no, he's not here right now. No, I'm the receptionist. I can't do that.
Oh, I see. You two are drowning?
Yes.
Why don't you pick her up? Maybe you. I don't like to swim.
Oh, great. Yeah, so come over here. Can I get an occupation, some sort of job that you might want to say? Yes. A what? Opera singer? Ooh! World's first opera singer.
I'm doing opera every day. Now I'm told that everyone in the audience is very old.
lyrics.
Sorry, how to sing opera.
Okay, yeah. Here, we'll get something that you might find in your bedroom. Yeah, very good. Or in your house. Like a toy or a dog? A teddy bear? Great, thank you. Teddy bear.
Don't hug me. Do not hug me.
But wanna hug?
No hugs. No hugs at the teddy bear.
Soft. Look, so soft.
Awesome, yeah, okay, cool. So, for this last one, what is something you've been wanting to shout out that you want to see the world's worst stuff? I saw it right here.
Punk rocker.
A punk rocker! World's worst punk rocker.
I'd like to welcome everyone here. I'd like to talk slowly about my dog.
Yeah, this song is good. I have a lot of work email to get through, though.
Stay in school. Stay in get good grades. Don't be a...
All right, I'm like the drummer for Queen.
Okay, we have one last thing that we're going to do for you today. And so those were a bunch of short form improv games we were just seeing us do. And now we're going to do something called long form improv. All that means is, whereas before we were getting a bunch of different suggestions and doing really short little scenes with each of them, we're now going to get one suggestion from you. And we're going to do a little bit of a longer piece. We're going to do a few scenes using that suggestion that you gave us, all right? So just so you can start thinking of what suggestions you'd like to give, I'm going to need 3 things to get us started. I'm going to need 2 nouns. That's like a person, a place, or a thing. You could shout out an animal, or anything that's an object, or a place, or a person, or something like that. And then the other thing I'm going to need is an adjective or a describing word, like smelly, or blue, or special. Something that would describe something else. So start thinking of those. I'm going to explain what we're going to do in just a second, okay? What we're going to do for you is we are going to tell you a story. This is story time with the NitWITs. This is our lovely storybook. But as you'll notice, this book is entirely empty. There are no words or pictures. So we are going to create all the words and pictures for you here on the spot. We're going to tell you a story that has never been told before. And so the way we're going to do that is we're going to make up the narration, we're going to make up the story, but we're also going to create the pictures that would go in this.
I'm just gonna casually.
Great. So we're going, with our bodies, we're going to show you the pictures from this storybook. Now, because we are live people and we're not just a picture on a page, we also get to bring those pictures to life and see some of the scenes that are going on in those pictures in the storybook. I'm going to see if I can fix this. Wow. This sometimes works. Nope. Okay, we're going to just use this one. So to get us started with the story of our storybook, I'm going to need those things that you thought of. So to start, can I get one of our nouns from you or adjective? Go ahead. Yeah. Lord Voldemort. Very good. And can I get the other noun, the other person, place, or thing? Yeah. Do you have an adjective? What's a chipmunk? Yeah. Great. And then finally, I need the adjective or the describing word. Yeah. Amazing, great. So now we present to you, for the first time ever, the story of Lord Voldemort and the amazing chipmunk.
And it came to be true in the land that Lord Voldemort was a deeply misunderstood man. He only wanted to be with the woodland creatures. He only wanted to be loved.
And in this woods, there were chipmunks. And they were fairly average chipmunks. There was nothing particularly special about any of them. They all were together, and they were all almost identical to each other. But one day...
Oh, Bob or Kenny or John, I can't tell you apart.
I'm John.
I'm Kenny. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to know if we want to go up and get some nuts or something.
Oh, I love to go get some nuts.
Okay,
Yeah, that'd be really have fun. I'd love to go. Yeah, if we could just run around the forest floor, maybe we'll find some nuts together. Yeah. Bob,
We
you're...
need a leader.
Oh,
Oh, leader.
oh, a leader.
I feel all like.
Just pick one.
I'll go.
I'll go.
I'll go. We'll all be leaders.
Okay.
We'll all lead. Yeah.
That's not how leadership works.
It needs to be a clear hierarchy. Who's in charge?
I feel safer with multiple.
Well, the chimpanzees, we've never had a hierarchy before. We always just work together. Yeah.
What happens if someone tries to train you? What happens if they try to capture you, put you in a cage?
Oh, that never happened. That never happened to us. No.
We're free chipmunks.
Yeah. Well, free chipmunk society.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So we'll find a nut, huh?
Yeah, you too.
Find some nuts.
Oh, I got the.
Oh, I'm a nut. Have a good one.
That nut looks like it's magical over there.
I can't believe you missed it. It's glowing.
And the trees in the forest grew more and more annoyed with all of these stories and how impossible it was to point out to them things that seemed obvious and helpful, and yet they were continuously ignored. And finally, the trees got together to complain about how boring the woodland creatures were.
You're thirsty. Drink from the water.
Come on! I'm helping you drink.
You guys are pushy.
This is so hard. Ugh.
We're so wise and no one wants our wisdom.
I know. We've been here for centuries.
Centuries. Hundreds of years.
I saw George Washington once.
Yeah.
That was a great day.
It was a great day.
Wednesday.
I know.
It was hard for me. He chopped down my brother.
Understandable.
Rest in peace.
Hey.
I'm so tired. I don't know what to do.
I don't know, man. I'm super thirsty.
I don't know what to do.
There's a pond right in front of you.
There's some soft leaves to rest your head.
Yeah.
I have shade.
Yeah.
So mushy.
I got lost at the trailhead about 3 kilometers back.
Oh, don't worry. Someone carved directions into my leg.
Oh, that's
pretty helpful.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead.
What?
Trails.
Do you want my...
Oh, it says get lost.
Yeah, I don't read English.
Real funny. Trees.
Meanwhile, Lord Voldemort was walking through the forest, writing other confusing directions on the trees.
the answer is in you.
Because that's what he did, to confuse all the passersby through the forest. But at that moment, he came across someone in the woods.
Hi there. I'm Jocelyn.
Jocelyn what?
I'm Jocelyn the giraffe.
I am Lord Voldemort, King of the Dark Arts, Slayer of Harry Potter's parents.
Oh, I didn't like Harry Potter anyway.
Thank you.
It wasn't fair he got all that attention. He didn't even know who he was in the beginning. I mean,
Precisely. I mean, our agenda wasn't super favorable, but we were trying to do good things.
Right. Yeah, we all look good in us.
Well,
Yeah. So
it's really nice to make a friend. That realm was lonely for me.
I bet it was. Everyone hated you.
For a period of time, I didn't even have a body.
Oh my God, you must have been so lonely without a body.
Yeah.
I've always had my body.
Your looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I can reach any treetop I want.
Would you mind if I inhabited with you for a moment, just to see how it feels?
Sure, come on in.
Let's bite that tree.
Ow! The answer is in your heart. Ah!
Meanwhile, back in Lord Voldemort's original realm, 2 magical fairies sang and danced because the land at once was peaceful. An old man ate a slice of pizza with them.
Thank God Lord Voldemort is gone. Right? I mean, what a loser, you know? I mean, we just was so awkward around him. None of us could have fun, sing and dance.
Totally. Look, just between you and me, I think you should have got a makeover.
Oh my gosh, she probably would have been so much happier if we did. You know? I mean, fix that nose. Come on. No one wants to talk to you. Hey, old man, how's that pizza?
Supreme.
Isn't it so much nicer to sit and eat pizza now that Lord Voldemort is gone?
Yeah, he won't zap it away from me.
Yeah.
So, would you like any singing or dancing with your pizza?
I heard you say something about a makeover, you know, I've been feeling kind of gloomy.
Really? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
my wrinkles, you know.
Yeah. We would love to give you a fairy makeover.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Alright? We get to use magic, so it takes like instant. It's
Really?
instantaneous. Yeah.
Okay.
Like this. Boom, you're done.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I feel so spry!
You love Spry.
I love
Amazing.
Wait. Is that pepperoni?
Oh, I
Do I
messed up
have pepperoni belly button?
I messed up the spell. Turned you into a spry, half human, half pepperoni pizza.
Okay, we'll fix it right now. Boom.
No, I'm just a slice of pizza.
Oh.
Wait, what is this thing?
Oh my God, it's a live anchovy.
Oh, now back in the forest, the chipmunks reconvened to face the most terrifying force of all, homework. They needed to determine a leader to make sure that this nightmare never touched them.
I don't like math.
Yeah, algebra is real hard.
Someone's got to take the ball. Like, who wants to start the word problem? I don't want to. Yeah, me.
I think what I remember from earlier today was foil.
Foil.
First, outside, inside, last.
Yeah, okay.
First,
So-
outer, inner, left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if we apply that here.
Yeah. I want to lead.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
X equals 2. Sorry.
You guys not know the quadratic formula?
No, we don't.
No, we're just learning it. It's hard.
Y is negative b plus or minus square root of b squared over 4ac.
All over 2a!
Oh my God!
I knew the 2A part.
I didn't know any of it. We wanted to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah, and you know what? You guys never show your work anyway.
Right, yeah, you're just flipping to the back of the book,
When
probably.
you're the teacher, you know the work. And you can drink a Coke in class.
Well, I guess our homework's done, huh?
Yeah, I guess we don't need to work through it.
Did we learn anything?
I know.
I know there's a 2A in there.
Yeah.
He's over 2A.
Yeah, I just know the bottom part.
Ugh.
Do you guys like each other?
Yeah.
Seriously, do anything.
Yeah, what are the things you like?
Well,
Kenny or
John, I'm John. Yeah.
I really like your sense of humor.
Yeah, and I really like your teeth, Janet.
Yeah.
You know, if you were forced to pick the most popular one or like a leader, what would you do?
Yeah, I'd probably pick the chipmunks.
Yeah.
Chipmunks.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Yeah.
As a whole.
They look really good together.
Yeah.
Unit.
Yeah.
All for one and all for four for one.
Overall. Yeah.
Just at that moment, a strange live anchovy monster that had been let loose stumbled through the group of chipmunks and carried one of them away deep into the forest. For the first,
We'll never be separated.
Right.
Oh no, you're being drawn away. Oh no, no, stay with me. No.
it was the first time the chipmunk had ever been separated from its fellow chipmunks, and the other chipmunks didn't know what to do.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
What happened to all for one and all for chipmunks or whatever?
I'm alone now in the chipmunk world.
All by myself.
The anchovy. All by
Don't wanna be
A chorus of singing trees that clapped awoke something within that chipmunk. It made him feel different, special, perhaps amazing.
I can stand on 2 feet. My voice is deeper and more confident. I think that maybe I could make my own way in the forest. Maybe no matter what came my way.
Whoa, John, you're so tall.
Janet, I'm feeling different and confident. I'd like to go out into the world and see what might be seen. What challenges are out there? Maybe I could make the world a better place for my fellow chipmunks like you.
Oh my God.
Maybe I could protect the forest so that people don't carve nasty messages into the trees. Maybe.
You know what you're sounding like?
What?
A leader.
Wow. Janet, I never thought I could do such things, but I think I'm going to go away, maybe go to school, learn some things, come back, and...
Take care of us, Wayne. Don't forget where you came from.
I never will, Janet.
Excuse me, have any of you seen Anchovy Monster just around?
Well, I did. In fact, that anchovy monster took away my friend, and it changed my life. I'd like to thank that monster if you...
Okay, no reason. We weren't asking for any particular reason.
Yeah, we did nothing wrong.
Nothing was not our fault at all.
Well, fare thee well, fairies.
Okay, great. Great seeing you.
Good to see you too.
The fairies continued their search all through the land. They went through the winter tundra, the summer 110 heat tundra, the evergreens, the beautiful evergreens. This is the peaceful one. This is the nice one.
Things where they shot Star Wars.
Yeah, birds chirp. And then the harsh, windy forest because the trees have gotten angry.
Gerald, this is not working. We are going to need some help if we're going to find this anchovy monster and keep it from stealing any more chipmunks.
Look, oh, here we go again.
Great. Trees are going to try and say something smart now, I bet.
You said you wanted help.
Yeah, why don't you just use your powers?
Well, we tried that, and that's what created the anchovy monster. We need a more accomplished magician or magic user who can somehow reverse the problems that we have caused. Only there was someone in the forest.
Yeah, either good or evil.
We don't care anymore. We just need somebody.
It was a normal Tuesday morning when Lord Voldemort woke up. He was surprised to find at his door a gaggle of fairies.
Oh, I can't believe we're going to go talk to Lord Voldemort.
I can't believe we're a gaggle.
I know.
He was even more surprised when he learned that his friend had nominated him for a new makeover by fairies.
All right.
What's going on here? Why are all these cameras here?
This is that thing I told you about.
Lord Voldemort, it's us the fairies.
Oh, I love your show.
Look, we're really sorry we kicked you out of the magical land and made you live in the forest, and made fun of you and talked about how much we hated you all the time.
I'm sorry.
We want to make it up to you.
Oh, okay.
Gotta get closer.
If I can...
Show real emotion, Voldemort.
Oh God, his nose is so weird.
Hey, just let it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it. Is this my mark?
Yeah.
Crush your sadness. Vulnerability. It was really hard for me back in the fairy realm. I made a lot of mistakes that I think at the time I was...
Sorry, boom and shot.
Here, can you get center? Can you just do that again, center? Thank you.
Crush your vulnerability. I made a lot of mistakes that I think that weren't really driven by the outside world. They were driven by pain. It's been hard to be a partner. It's been hard to be a father.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. Your robes are just like a little crooked.
Look, we have to save a chipmunk. We'll fix it in post.
Okay, sorry.
Okay? Lord Voldemort. Look, we need your help, okay? We're going to give you a makeover, but you have to help us find an anchovy monster and turn it back into an old man. It's a long story.
You know, when you get older, anchovies don't taste so bad. You just need your palate to develop.
Didn't know that.
That's a great factoid.
I would love to help you on this project.
Very good. All right, come with us. We have to find the anchovy monster.
Was that good?
Yeah, we have what we got.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so interesting sight to behold.
This is just how we travel. We're fairies. I don't like holding your hand, Lord Voldemort.
It's been so long since I felt touch.
Oh, you were so misunderstood.
Yeah, we didn't understand you. That's what that means. I don't know why I just restated what you just said. I'm sorry.
Be careful of my wand.
Oh, yes, I will. Okay, so Lord Voldemort, can you use some magic to find the... Oh, there it is! You didn't even need to use magic. Oh, man.
Okay, I want to kill you. That's my first instinct.
No, Lord Voldemort, fight that instinct.
I am working on myself to be a better partner, a better father. So, I will use a spell called Palate Developmentius. The anchovies are appealing now.
You separated the anchovy from the old man.
Yes, and we've marinated it with a delicious remoulade sauce. Ruminadas!
We just need someone to eat the anchovy and this whole nightmare will be over.
If only there was a leader of the forest.
John!
Oh, I am feeling a little hungry. If I could just find something to eat.
Chipmunk!
Yeah?
Chipmunk, I am Lord Voldemort, formerly Lord of the Dark Arts, currently interim Lord of the Anchovy Redevelopment Project.
That's great, actually.
I'd love to talk to you today about a project for the forest, for the sake of the forest. If you could eat this anchovy lightly tossed in a remoulade sauce, it would be beneficial for the entire forest.
That sounds great. I've actually been in culinary school learning about how to prepare anchovies, so that sounds delicious. I'd be happy to.
Prepare for you then.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll just put down my book bag.
John, can we do it together?
You're
You
right.
and me again?
You're right, just like we used to. Reunited all the chipmunks together.
I feel so strong.
Hey, let's eat the anchovy.
And that's our show. Your performers today were Tara Demi, Robin Judy, Molly Grant, J.J. Jackson, Mason Walter, Jack Novak, Michael Presley, Donna Steele, and Devin Hall. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you all so much for coming to our show today. Let's give one more round of applause for all our members. So my name is Jack Novak, and this is performing this show. I directed this show. This is a brand new thing that WIT is doing. This is the very first performance ever of the NitWITs. You are the first audience to ever see it. Just by being here, you're really helping us to create this show. We're not done like fine-tuning it and stuff, and your being here, your presence is helping us to figure out what is working, what's good about the show, what's not. If you haven't noticed, inside your programs there's a little piece of paper with some questions about what you thought of the show. If you have a minute, we'd love for anyone who wants to fill out that card at any age, young and old alike. Your responses to this show are super important to us and will help us make the show even more awesome in the future for other audience members. So if you don't have a pencil, there are some pencils out in the lobby. You can take some time to fill that out, and then there'll be a bucket out there, I believe, for you to put those in. I'll also be on the lobby in just a few minutes if you want to ask me any questions or just tell me in person what your thoughts on the show, where I'd really love to hear from you. All right? Thank you so much again, and have a great day.